Welcome guys, this is Pack here, welcome to my channel, and in today's video, it's a brand new episode of PackTALKs, and today is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. I hope you all are wearing green today, so you guys don't get pinched, you know. You don't want to get pinched, man. You really don't want to get pinched. Today we're gonna have a good episode. We're gonna be talking about, most Irish stuff today. We're going to be talking about why I think um, March feels like another spooky month. We will get into the reasons why on Google, but I'll give my thoughts on why I think it is a spooky month. We'll take a look at some Irish foods as well. Um, we'll also take a look at the flag, of course, the Ireland flag. We'll take a look at how leprechauns got their start, yeah, and how St. Patrick's Day began as well. And it's gonna sound weird too, but on how Halloween got started. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do today, and I will also talk about give my thoughts on Nosferatu. I watched that yesterday or last night. I'm gonna give my thoughts on that. So that's the episode for today. We're gonna talk about a lot to do with Ireland. So let's get into it today. As we will start it off with why I think March. Uh, well, I think March feels like another spooky month, and I'm gonna give you the what Google says on the reasons why right now. Okay, let's get into it. All right. I'm just looking at the summary of what Google gives me, so bear with me. uh, while March doesn't have the established spooky association of October, some people find it feels like another spooky month due to combination factors, including the weather, the end of winter, and the lingering presence of winter's darkness. Here's a breakdown of why March might feel spooky to some. The categories go weather, end of winter, psychological factors, and cultural influence on us. Okay. Uh, weather. March often brings unpredictable weather with blustering winds, rain, and even snow, which can create a gloomy atmosphere. Well, we that's the thing. Uh, the other day we had strong winds, and that was crazy. The winds were just crazy. And then yesterday, after all that stuff, it was kind of it was cold yesterday. It was a little bit cold yesterday. So end of winter. The end of winter can be a bittersweet time with lingering cold and darkness of the season, leaving a sense of unease for some. Back to the winds, the strong winds we had the other day. Is that's the lingering cold, but it didn't just have the cold; it had fire with it. So that's where the bittersweet comes from, and the darkness comes from. Um, and the unease of yesterday, of lingering cold. Because after all of that happening, after the winds and the fires and everything that happened the other day, yesterday or Saturday, uh, it it was cold. Like it was literally cold through most of the day. So, which was crazy. Past couple days has been crazy, honestly. Now, psychological factors. The long, dark winter months can lead to feelings of uh, melancholy and isolation, which can carry over into March as the weather starts to change. I can see that. I can sort of see that, but in April, April brings yeah, it's spring, but it brings showers, so that could still be, you know, gloomy for some. Uh, Cultural influence. The spooky month association is largely tied to Halloween in October, but some people may find the atmosphere of March, with its unpredictable weather and lingering winter darkness, evokes a similar sense of unease. Yes, yes. Um, Now my thoughts on why I think it's spooky. It just feels spooky. It just feels unease, like this says here. I feel this sense of unease. I feel this sense of am I highly I highly believe in spirits and the paranormal. Um, and so yeah, that's where I get the unease from. I feel like I feel the energy from wherever it's coming from. It's unexplainable. I know a lot of people don't believe in that stuff, but I tell you what, man, it 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 is a doozy. I tell you that. Now we're gonna get into some on how Halloween got started, on how uh such like that, because it does involve Ireland. It does involve Ireland. And there's only two movies. I think there's only two movies in the Halloween series that mentions on how Halloween got started, but in their way on how it got started. Okay, as I'm going to read this in my way, and my thoughts as I read this, reading coming into this, right? I don't think it was meant to be what everybody thinks it's supposed to be. I think it's actually meant. I think it was supposed to be a good celebration, not a bad celebration. Okay, like saying someone something that was good, but somebody turned it into something bad. That situation. Um. So let's get into this. Halloween's roots lie in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, a pagan celebration observed in Ireland and other Celtic regions around 2,000 years ago, marking the end of the harvest season and the beginning of winter. Um, Samhain as a pagan festival. Samhain pronounced as uh, Samhain or Samhain, but Samhain was a time when Celts believed the boundary between the living and the dead became blurred, allowing spirits to roam freely. Marking the end of summer, Samhain marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the darker, colder months of winter. Ritual beliefs, Ritual and beliefs. During Samhain, the Celts would light bonfires, wear costumes and masks to disguise themselves and leave offerings for the spirits, all to ward off malevolent entities. This one here, during Samhain, the Celts would like bonfires and wear costumes and masks. That reminds me of Halloween 6 when they talk about that. When the Mrs. Blankenship talks about that. Christian influence. Over time, the Catholic Church adopted some of the traditions of Samhain, designating November 1st as All Saints' Day, and the evening before All Hallows Eve, which eventually became Halloween. Modern tradition. Many modern traditions, such as dressing up in costumes, carving pumpkins, and trick or treating, can be traced back to these ancient Celtic roots. Jack o' lanterns, the tradition of carving a pumpkin, which are now a symbol of Halloween, actually began in Ireland with turnips, which were hollowed out and used as lanterns to ward off evil spirits. So, you could take it both ways. Someone who created Halloween began as a I guess a good thing to they thought it could some of the stuff I read uh the costumes and stuff like that blend in with the audience, so that way this you know you know ward off the evil spirits, malevolent entities. All right, but somebody came along and flipped it, right? Flipped it, meaning bad entities. There are bad entities when it comes to Halloween. There are. Um, but for Christians, most of us Christians, we still celebrate it. A lot of Christians out there don't celebrate it because they think it's celebrating the devil. But there's other ways you can do this. There's other ways you can make it good. Okay, like when it said something about the jack o' lanterns, the turnips were hollowed out to ward off evil spirits. So he's trying to do something good to the world, like you know, back away, not today, Satan, one of those type of things, Um, so it's like in trick or treating, it's all meant to be fun. That's all it is. That that's how I see it. It's all meant to be fun. It's all entertainment. You know, that's how I take it. That is how I take it. And I love Halloween. I like the season. I like the spooky feel. So yeah. Since we're gonna get into next part, leprechauns. I think we should do how did leprechauns become about instead of first before we talk about the movies. um, is when we get into the movies, I will take a little pivot and talk about Nosferatu. So, before I get into any more of this, if you guys like this episode of Pack Talks, St. Patrick's Day special, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of this episode, and what what do you like about this month, and what do you like about St. Patrick's Day? Like, is it one of your favorite holidays? So, yeah, let's get back to this. Leprechauns, small mischievous figures in Irish folklore, are believed to have originated from the ancient Celtic and Irish mythology, possibly involving from water spirits or the Celtic god Loch. I hope I pronounced that right, Loch. Uh, Eventually becoming known as oh Locherpon, Locherpon, small. It pronounces small body, and then leprechaun. Uh, Ancient roots. Leprechauns trace back to the Celtic Irish mythology, where they were first known as that word again, Locherpon, meaning small body. Water spirits and Celtic god Loch. Uh, some theories suggest they originated from water spirits. We just said that. The Celtic god of sun and light, Lo, who transformed into a stooping Lo or leprechaun. Fairy craftsman and treasurer. As Irish folklore evolved, leprechauns took on the role of uh, yeah, solidarity, shoemakers, and protectors of hidden treasures, often depicted as master gobblers, crafting shoes for other magical beings. Popular culture and St. Patrick's Day. The image of the leprechaun as a small mischievous creature in green clothing with a pot of gold became associated with St. Patrick's Day and other Irish traditions, and has been perpetuated in popular culture through books, movies, and other media. We're about to talk about a leprechaun soon. That has to do with the movies. Um, Etymology. The word leprechaun is thought to come from the Irish Celtic word as lochopon, known as small body, or potentially from the Irish words of leith, half, or brogue, because of the frequent portrayal of the leprechaun as working on a single shoe. Pot of Gold. The legend of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is a later addition to the leprechaun myth, and it is not a part of the original folklore. Ah, so that's a big doozy. We knew that it was part of the folklore. I just don't think that they existed, to be honest. So yeah, and as they talked about the movies, we could talk about the Leprechaun movies, but I want to talk about Nosferatu for a little bit. I watched it last night for the first time, and here's what I thought about it. I thought the movie was good. It was dark, and I do love that they showed the ship in the movie, meaning I do need to watch The Last Voyage of Demeter. I have only seen a little bit of that movie, and I've only seen a little bit of that movie, and I need to watch more of it. Um, but I thought the movie was also like a dark tale of Beauty and the Beast because of the twist towards the end. I don't know what was extended compared because I did watch the extended version on Peacock. I don't know what was. Comment below if you guys watched the extended cut and the original cut, the standard cut. What was the difference? What was there? Was there extra scenes or something? Because I looked at the runtime for the other one, it's about the same time. So compared to the plain one. But this movie was good and dark. I do love the old style Germany setting in 1838, and I will be honest, this is my very first vampire movie, period, from start to finish. I wish though they would have made Nosferatu look more like Nosferatu. Just saying. I know what he looks like in the old stories and SpongeBob, by the way, because he's in an episode of SpongeBob. But this guy looked like an old dude with a weird mustache. Any other movies you would like for me to hear my thoughts on? Comment down below. But my next one that I will do that I will the next one though that I will do that I will choose is Venom: The Last Dance. I will do that one. But my overall thought of Nosferatu, I think it could have been better. It was good. I liked it. It was dark. I liked it. It was kind of a love story. You could pivot to it. It was kind of a love story. You know, vampire and this girl. You know, but it was good. It was dark. I can only see this movie one time though. I don't see me coming back to it. It was a one time watch for me. And Bill Skarsgård did a good job. The guy who plays Pennywise did a good job as Count Olaf. And Lily Rose Depp did a great job. I didn't realize that was her. So she did a good job on that. Johnny Depp's daughter, if I'm not mistaken, right? Now let's get back to the Irish uh, uh, stuff here, okay? And we're gonna talk about this time. I'm gonna show you some stuff, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you something. I gotta show you something. Okay, we was talking about movies. In the last one we was talking about leprechauns. This is a leprechaun I know from the movies, man. Well, you got a good one here though. Who becomes a leprechaun in Luck of the Irish. I've never seen any of the others right here. I've seen this Disney movie. I've seen all these. The sci-fi one here is actually not bad. It was a reboot. It wasn't a remake. This was a remake, and it was terrible. It was done by WWE Films. No offense to the guy who played Hornswoggle in WWE. He did a good job, but the whole story was it was terrible. And I did see these two movies. Leprechaun Back to the Hood, Into the Hood. Terrible. I think it was terrible. I think it was just meant to be a like a fun thing, like in space. It was supposed to be fun. That's all it was. And like Jason X, that was meant to be fun, like fun watch. Um, but my favorite out of the whole thing here is Leprechaun 3. The old Las Vegas setting in that movie was really good, actually. Um, but yeah, but you can't beat the original one with Jennifer Aniston in it. But you got a Warwick Davis that plays the Leprechaun. No one else can ever play another the Leprechaun. This dude did a good job though as a Leprechaun. But was he the same guy? I don't think so because they probably would have given him back the. Was he the same guy in this in the reboot? Comment below if Warwick Davis was in Leprechaun Returns. Because I know that the dude from the first movie is in this movie. The dude that gets his ear bit off. Yeah. Now we're gonna get to the light of things, okay? What are your thoughts on the Leprechaun movies? I like them. I used to do a like a fatal four way movie marathon of them every year, but I stopped doing it after a while because I got bored. But yeah, then we're gonna get to the light of stuff here with. As we only have three more things left to talk about with the Ireland and Irish stuff, and I love the Irish culture. So if anybody has a problem with what I'm doing here, I'm sorry. I love the Irish culture, and I do have a little bit of Irish in me. So, so it's like I like it. I like it a lot, you know. And one of my favorite YouTubers, and some of my favorite wrestlers are both Irish. And Jacksepticeye, shout outs to you. My favorite, one of my favorite YouTubers. I haven't watched him in a while. Sheamus from WWE is one of my favorites. JD Manduna, I hope he's getting well after his moonsault. Um, uh, Finn Balor, Becky Lynch, uh, Finley, and then you have Hornswoggle. That was all great, man. Yeah. Now let's get into the stories again. Uh, the Shamrock, the Shamrock, the three-leaf clover. But we're gonna look up the four-leaf clover too, because there is something about luck. Like, the luck of the Irish. Like, where did that come from? I'm gonna look that up too. That's gonna be a bonus one. The shamrock, a three-leaf clover, is a beloved symbol of Ireland, particularly associated with St. Patrick's Day, and is said to have been used by St. Patrick to illustrate the Holy Trinity. Here's a more detailed look at the shamrock's significance. The symbol of Ireland. The shamrock is an iconic symbol of Ireland, often seen on flags, clothing, and decorations, especially during St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's story. Legend has it that St. Patrick used the three leaves of the shamrock to explain the concept of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, to the Irish people as he converted them to Christianity. This is some stuff I never knew about all this, so this is a shock to me, and I like it actually. Simrock. The word shamrock comes from the Irish word simrock, which means young clover. Not just one plant, while the shamrock is often depicted as a specific type of clover, there are actually several plants that are considered shamrocks, including the white clover, uh, ter- trifolium, trifolium repens. I I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce these things, so don't. Yeah, laugh. Okay, laugh if you want. And suckling clover, T. dubium. Gosh. Okay, here's the four-leaf clover. While the shamrock is typically a three-leaf clover, the four-leaf clover is also a symbol of luck and is often associated with Ireland. Other meanings. The shamrock has also been associated with luck, love, culture, pride, and warding off evil, according to some sources. Yeah, that's cool. That is some that's cool. You know, that's cool, man. I like that. You like that? I like that. If you don't like that, screw you. So yeah. So yeah. Now we're gonna take a look at the foods that most Irish people like Irish culture. Like we're gonna talk about some of it. Yeah, let's look at it. Actually, I'm gonna do some images. Pull up some images. I'm gonna talk about this, and then we'll pull up some images. Irish cuisine features hearty, comforting dishes like Irish stew, boxty, colcannon, and soda bread, alongside traditional breakfasts and desserts like barmbrack. Here's a closer look at some popular dishes, Irish dishes. Irish stew, a hearty stew traditionally made of lamb or mutton, root vegetables, potatoes, carrots, onions, and herbs. Boxty, a potato pancake made with grated and mashed potatoes. Oh, I've had those a lot, but I used to make those a lot. They're like potato pancakes. They're like golden potato cakes. Oh, that's cool. A colcannon is a dish of mashed potatoes and kale or cabbage, often served with meat or fish. Cobble, a stew of bacon, pork sausages, potatoes, and onions. That'll be good. Um, Bacon and cabbage, a simple but satisfying dish of boiled bacon and cabbage. I don't know about that one. A full Irish breakfast. A hearty meal featuring bacon, sausages, eggs, baked beans, mushrooms, grilled tomatoes, and toast. Sounds like some of my favorite stuff, okay? Breads and cakes. Soda bread, a yeast-free bread made with baking soda, flour, and buttermilk. Is that what buttermilk bread's made of? Like buttermilk sausages? Not sausages. Buttermilk biscuits and stuff like that? Bumbrack. A fruit cake often eaten with tea, sometimes containing a golden ring as a lucky charm. Blah. Is that how it's spelled? Blah or blay? Blah. Blee blah. Blue blee blah. A doughy white bread bun. Oat cake. A flat bread made from oats. Desserts. And I've had this before. Apple crumble. A classic dessert with a buttery crumble topping. Apple and apple and rhubarb pie. A sweet and fruity dessert. A trifle. A layered dessert with sponge cake fruit. I've had those. I've had this. A minced pies. A traditional dessert often soaked in Irish whiskey. Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the images here. Um, this looks like the Irish stew that I was just talking about. Oh, here's the. Oh, I could dig into that now. This here sausage, sausage there, baked beans. That looks good, dude. Thing is, we only have one Irish place here, one restaurant here. And one of my favorite things is fish and chips. This place makes a good fish and chips. Yeah. Now we're gonna get to the last of it, and I think this is a great way to do it. And it's the Ireland flag is the best way to end this whole thing. And before we do that, I just want to say, um, if you enjoyed today's pack talks of today's episode, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And the next, we're going to talk about the next episode coming up. The next episode, episode 9, I will be live for that. I'll be live for that during, uh, like a few hours before WWE SummerSlam, April 19th. So it'll be a few hours before. Did I say SummerSlam? Oh my gosh. A couple of hours before WrestleMania 41, not SummerSlam. We're way too far off from SummerSlam. Okay? We're nowhere near SummerSlam. Okay? Yeah, that's a little bit of a botch right there. Yeah, you can laugh if you want. Um, but on that day, we're gonna celebrate WWE WrestleMania during Pack Talks when I'm live. People can join in. Ace, shout outs to you. You can chime into the chat while I'm live if you want, because I'm going to be talking about the match card of WrestleMania. We're going to talk about predictions. We're going to do that. And coming up sometime next month or sometime this month, I will start doing prediction matches of the WrestleMania main events. So you don't want to miss it. I'm going to be doing John Cena versus Cody for the title, Gunther versus Jay for the title. We'll do Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte for the title. Um, and I'm for certain, and I hope they do this way. It's gonna be a triple threat. I believe it's gonna be a triple threat. It'll be um Io, Bianca, and Rhea. I think that's what's gonna happen. So we may do that as prediction. If there's any other matches that are happening that get finalized, we'll do a prediction match of that as well. So yeah. So now let's get back to this. So let's end this as we will take a look at the Ireland flag. Um, I like the Ireland flag, to be honest. I really like it. I wonder if I'm pretty sure they do. They're into dragons and stuff. I could search that up before we leave. um, the flag of Ireland, also known as the Irish tricolor, is a vertical tricolor of green, white, and orange, with the green at the hoist of the left side. Design: the flag consists of three equal vertical bands, green, white, and orange. Proportions: the flag's proportions is are one to. I don't know what this means, to be honest. I think that's the measurements, right? Meaning length and twice the width. Oh, okay. My bad. Symbolism: green represents the Catholic tradition of Ireland. White symbolizes peace or a truce between different groups in Ireland. Orange represents the followers of William of Orange, who were supporters of the Protestant Anglo-Irish loyalist tradition. History: the tricolour was first used by the Easter Rising rebels in 1916, and later adopted by the Irish Republic during the War of Independence from 1919 to 1921. It gained official status in 1937 with the Constitution of Ireland. The flag was first unveiled by Thomas Francis Mager in 1848. Other flags: the Standard of the President of Ireland features the blue flag with the arms of Ireland and golden harp in the center. Cross-border flag: boats on the Shannon Erne waterway fly a green, white, and blue flag endorsed by the Ireland Waterways Associated of Ireland. Unionists and loyalists fly the Union flag and Ulster banner to show their support for the Union and or their allegiance to Northern Ireland. Irish nationalists and Republicans fly the Irish tricolour to show their support for United Ireland. That's cool. Take a look at some of these flags that they mentioned. I like this one. There's the one that they talked about the harp. It's right here. It's kind of cool, actually. Right. It's cool. Now, for bonus, I'm gonna look up see if they talk about dragons in Ireland. No, in Irish mythology and folklore, dragons are often depicted as large serpentine creatures called. Oh, I cannot do that one. This sounds like heist. All heist Tiana, or great worms, inhabiting lakes and rivers, and are sometimes associated with saints and heroes who fought them. Cool. I love dragons, man. Ooh, look at this dragon. That's what my symbol is on my logo. Is a dragon. Dude, I love it. I love it. Another dragon. Too bad they're not real. That's cool looking. Yep. That'll that'll do it for this episode. Um, Again, if you guys enjoyed this episode of me rambling on about Irish and Ireland stuff and uh, spooky stuff, I do have an episode coming up, uh, episode 10, and I'll be live with that. I don't know what day that'll be, but we're gonna be talking about video games with that. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about what games deserve a resurgence, remade, rebooted, sequel, or what? Like what would you like to see get made or rebooted or a sequel to? We could do that. We could also push in movies with that as well. So that one might be a long string because we're gonna be live for that. But the next episode will be April 19th. I'll be live a few hours before WrestleMania. Uh, we may watch. I'll watch uh, uh, the kickoff portion, which will be on YouTube, of course, of it. We'll do that. You guys won't be able to hear it, but I will, hopefully. I don't want to get copyrighted for that. But but yeah, we'll talk about the match card and such in the next episode. So that'll do it for this episode of Pack Talks. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. Don't get pinched. Hope you're wearing green. Just you know, yeah. And be sure to watch some Leprechaun as well. Yeah, if you want. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.